Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to my presentation. The title is Writing Self-Efficacy and Writing Performance of the Students Majoring in English in collaboration with Indrawati. Self-efficacy is an individual confidence in his or her ability to perform certain actions, according to Bandura 1997. And it's believed that one who has high level of self-efficacy is more likely to persist and invest more effort when he encounters difficulties than those with low levels of self-efficacy. So confidence built up based on the perception of self-efficacy will help to deal with the task at hand. Previous studies related to self-efficacy, especially writing self-efficacy in relation to writing performance, has been inconclusive. Some research studies found that there is correlation, there's a positive correlation between the writing self-efficacy and writing performance. For example, Pajares, Hatton and Theo, Che and Sumo, Bruno et al., they all claim that positive correlation exists between writing self-efficacy and writing performance, while other researchers show that there is no correlation between the two variables. Also, some studies indicate that writing self-efficacy can be a good predictor of writing performance, while others, like Zhang and Schwartz, Limpo and Alves, Shell, Coffin, and Bruning, for example, claim that the writing self-efficacy may not be a good predictor of writing performance. So until now, there isn't any conclusive findings and about the correlation between writing self-efficacy and writing performance, or as predictor of writing performance. The present study is intended to find out whether the students' length of study result in different level of writing self-efficacy. So those who are in semester 2, 4, and 6 may significantly differ in the level of self-efficacy. We assume that those who have taken courses in writings and other courses in language, for example, may have a higher level of self-efficacy than those who are just beginning to take courses in writing. And the second one is to find out whether the writing self-efficacy correlates significantly with writing performance. And the last question is about the existence of the evidence whether those who perceive their self-efficacy in writing will also have what is correct sentence writing or evidence in their students' in their writing production. So this research is descriptive correlational, whose predictor variable is the writing self-efficacy, and the criterion variable is the ability to identify types of sentences referred to as writing performance. The sample consists of students from business English diploma program and English education program and English literature. They are from semester 2, 4, and 6. And the number of the students that complete the instrument, that's this writing self-efficacy inventory, is 77 from semester 2, 170 from semester 4, and 16 from semester 6. And then the instrument consists of three. The first one is inventory for writing self-efficacy. And once again, this is completed by 263 students. And then sentence identification test, completed by 118 students. And then writing tasks. This is selected based on the self-efficacy levels, selected from those who score highest and lowest in their self-efficacy. And then the self-efficacy may be classified into low, moderate, high, and very high. And the performance category is categorized into 5 levels: very poor, poor, average, good, and very good. And here is the finding as the answer to question number one. Number one, does students' length of study result in different level of writing self-efficacy? The average level of self-efficacy for those who are in semester 2 is 2.73, and those who are in semester 4 is 2.69, and those who are in semester 6 is 2.68. These three means of self-efficacy level belongs to the high level of self-efficacy. And then this data is subjected to analysis of variance to find out the difference between the three means. And the result shows that there is no significant difference of writing self-efficacy based on the length of study, based on the semester. The probability is less than alpha level 0.05. This is also in agreement with some studies before, that those who are in the, for example, in the developmental level of school, elementary school and junior secondary school, they do not differ in their level of self-efficacy based on their grades. And these are the finding of the study based on the level of self-efficacy for all samples. So most of them belong to high and very high. So almost 62% belong to high and very high level of self-efficacy, meaning that they believe that they are able to, for example, write simple sentences correctly. They are able to write and identify complex sentences and so forth. And then the writing performance based on their ability to identify types of sentences. We can see that from the number of sample, almost 40% belong to average, and only very few of them, only about 19%, belongs to good and very good level of ability to identify sentence type. Here is the findings. So there are 6 simple sentences in the test, and then actually they are not able to identify correctly all the simple sentences. Even one of the simple sentences is identified incorrectly by most of them. Okay, and then question number 2, does students' writing self-efficacy significantly correlate with writing performance? Based on the analysis of data using Pearson product moment, the correlation coefficient is positive 0.32, and this is significantly statistically. So that means that there is a positive correlation between the self-efficacy and the writing performance. And the subject is 105. So some of the sorting out of 118 cannot be processed the data. They are not incomplete. So the coefficient correlation is significant, but then if we find out the coefficient determinant, it shows that only about 10% of the writing performance can be explained by the variance in the self-efficacy, only about 10%. But once again, the significant is statistically, the correlation is statistically significant. And then the conclusion, the first one is about the difference between the level of writing self-efficacy based on the length of study. It shows that there is no difference between the three levels, the three group of students based on the length of study, semester 2, semester 4, and semester 6. So that means that they have similar and relatively the same level of self-efficacy. And conclusion number 2 is that there is a significant correlation between the writing self-efficacy and writing performance. But then we can show that only about 10% of the writing performance can be explained by the writing self-efficacy level. And question number 3, is the self-perceived ability to write correct sentences evident in the student writing production? Inconsistent realization of the perceived ability to write grammatically correct sentences is evident in the student's writing. For example, in the sentence identification, most of the students are not able to consistently identify correctly the type of sentences. So some are correct in one of the identification of simple sentence, but then in other simple sentences, they identify incorrectly. And this is also evident that the students do not write a type of sentence that they believe they are unable to write correctly. So this is a kind of avoidance strategy. They avoid to write sentences which to them are unclear about the structure of the type of sentences. So this is the conclusion of my study. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.